Hello, stream. I hope this is working, but we'll see in just a second. Hey, would you look at that? It seems like it is. Let's take a moment just to double check that. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Looks like the stream is running just fine. That's good to see. Let me double check the audio really quick. You know, I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed by anything. Make sure the audio's doing all good. I can check that on my phone so that you don't have to hear it. Yeah, some good music. Oh, hello there. Hey, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Good to see you. This stream should be just completely normal, but you know how it is. All right, give me one moment. All right, that sounds perfectly fine to me. It seems like the audio's doing fine. But maybe I could stand to turn the music down just a tiny bit. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Anyways, thank you for coming by to watch. That's because I am an entirely different person, not gonna lie. Last stream I was being I was joking about it and saying, oh, now the stream is completely normal, I don't know what you mean. But basically, Abu, the normal streamer, is going through some stuff. If you want more details, you can check the posts on this channel. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff there you can read, but they're going through some stuff, so in the meantime I'm streaming for them, making sure, you know, we can keep the viewership up, maybe grab a couple of subscribers along the way. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm just a completely different person. But anyways, I'll introduce the game really quick. So this is all the mods and to the sky. To put it simply, it is a mod pack that is also basically it's a Skyblock mod pack. That is exactly how it sounds. It is just Skyblock, except with a ton of mods. They are especially focused on progression. Let's see, is this? That's not what I'm looking for. Here. We do have a big ol' list of quests that we can go through. So yeah, we got this whole thing that explains the basics. I've got this. This is a lot bigger than I expected, but all these starting out quests where we're able to, you know, break down cobblestone into gravel. We're able to get a bunch of different resources. Able to actually get into like energy and magic, storage systems, all this weird stuff. Probably not gonna be this stream where we actually get to that, but that's only the first. Those are the first 2 pages. That's the just 2 basic ones. You've also got entire page dedicated to storage, armor, building tips. This is literally just about like little extra stuff with things with building. We have like a dozen different technology mods. Yeah, look here. I'll just scroll through a bunch of them. Yeah, no, those were just the basic ones. Like this is for making nuclear reactors. This is I don't know what half of these are, I'll be honest. That's another nuclear reactors one in case we wanted a second one. We definitely needed that. This is just the whole mod, I think, that's dedicated to trains and rails. I've never seen that one before, at least I've never used it. Yeah, 10 streams to get 1 page done, that's honestly pretty accurate. That sounds about right. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of mod-specific ones. But yeah, I didn't even show all of them. There is a ton of stuff in this mod pack. That is why it's called All the Mods, because it has, practically speaking, all of the mods. Give me just a moment. I do need to respond to Abu really quick. All right, perfect. Already at 19 viewers. That's awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy. Let's get going. Oh, and then immediately drop down to 8. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it. So let's get started by doing Skyblock GUI. This does work in multiplayer, but I'm gonna just be doing single player for now. That might change later. So there's a couple of things you might notice. So you can choose between different Skyblock bases. So you see this on the, actually you probably can't see it on the left. 1 second, let me go over here, move this over. Yeah, you can see on the left that there is just this giant island. That's one of the ones we can choose from. That could be interesting. It's ironically named Simple Life, even though it's so much bigger than normal Skyblock. Witch Cottage. Oh, I'm kind of tempted to do that one. Yeah, we've got this big old witch circular cottage thing. I like that. There's default. That's the original Skyblock island. I think everyone knows that. Sanguine Sanctuary. That is a giant one. I don't know if you can see that, but it is absolutely just lagging out. Just frames are dropping looking at that. Steve's Staycation. I think is that an RV? A minivan? I can't tell. Piggy. I like Piggy. Piggy's funny. Sky Factory. That's just a single block of dirt. Choose Simple Life. Yeah, I'm good to choose Simple Life. I think that seems like a pretty good base thing. Give me just 1 minute. That's not what I wanted. Alright, now we're back at the center. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look. Okay. We have just some random weird chests, I guess. We got a couple of pens right here so that we can add some mobs in just very easily. Cherry oak leaves. I can't right click that to harvest it, so I'm gonna assume I would need to break it. I don't want to do that quite yet. We've got one each of all the main crops. That's nice. Let's just skip ahead a little bit. Fancy little river right here. That's honestly kind of nice because we can catch ourselves when we fall. Hey there, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you joining us. I know it really is every mod. It really is. I've got some bookshelves right here. A mortar. Oh, this is a botanist workbench. This one, let me double check exactly what we use this for. This one isn't being super clear, but basically this is a mod that lets you customize a bunch of different items. For botanist, it might be the leaves. You might be able to customize the leaves. Ah, that's probably what this is from, actually. All right, got a nice little stone cutter embedded into the wall. That's useful. Around back, we've got a cool garden, and a source of a river, and a nice water wheel. That's cool. Let's see what we have upstairs. We just have roof access and a little desk. All right. What's the mod called? This is called All the Mods 10 to the Sky. It's a mod pack. It is on CurseForge. It might be on Modrinth. I'm not 100% sure. But you'd have to double check for that. If you want to play it, that's completely fine. If you want to play along, the world type is called simple. I've already forgotten. Simple life. That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. So if you want to join in, that's what you should look for. So let's get started. So start out with this. Okay, I know what this mod pack, or not mod pack, this mod is. This is an interesting one. Essentially, if you've heard of Tinker's Construct, it's very similar to that. You more or less can mix and match material types. I have used it a handful of times. I am not very good at it, I will admit that. I don't really know how to sort it all out and figure out what each material does. But let's go ahead and claim a couple of quests. These ones are just giving the introduction, explaining how things work. All Skyblock worlds spawn with the necessities: grass and a tree. We'll need the tree for wood and everything from wood. What about grass? Well, for 1, passive mobs need grass to spawn. 2, grass spreads to other dirt. 3, we can shift right-click grass for pebbles. It's good to know. Passive mobs need 2 things to spawn: grass, which we have, light, which we will need. If it is light enough with grass for them to spawn, they will randomly spawn. It can take a while to work sometimes. Alright, good to know. So, that just gave us some extra torches, it gave us some food and a couple dirt to work with. That's pretty nice. Let's see, I'm just gonna go through, claim all the mods that are around. Or not the mods that are around, the quests that are around that I am able to claim, just so I can clear out all the notifications. Okay, let's get started. Let's grab some pebbles. So this is more or less how it works. You just, I guess you don't have to shift right click, but, oh, you do. Oh well. Shift right click the ground and a bunch of pebbles will pop out. You can do this infinitely, I'm pretty sure. I don't know exactly how that works. I'm just kind of digging it out of the ground, I guess. Yeah, who knows. But you can more or less just do this forever, and you can use it to craft into various types of stone. So you see we have diorite, blackstone, andesite, basalt, granite, deep slate, blah blah blah. So let's go ahead and combine the stone pebbles into cobblestone. What I just did, by the way, in order to craft into cobblestone, you just do a 2x2 like that, but you can press K and it will automatically compact things for you. So that makes it a little bit easier for me. But now I have a decent bit of cobblestone, very easy to get. Let's see. By holding shift right click while looking, yeah, it's just free rocks, literally. While looking at the top of a grass block, it will give you pebbles. Pebbles for stone, deep slate, andesite, granite, diorite, blackstone, and basalt. We can combine 4 pebbles to make the stone related to the pebbles, or just press K while hovering over a bunch of them in your inventory. That works for a lot of items with similar recipes. Try it out. Now we got cobblestone. Don't even worry about making wooden tools, just go straight to stone. And yes, you can still make stone generators with water and lava. If you're taking the harder route, you can't use those just yet. You'll need to follow the quests more to get there. Alright, so that's pretty nice. Next, let's go ahead and chop down a tree. This does have vein mine or ultimine, whichever one you want to call it. That lets you mine all of the same block at once. Let's go for the quest there. Skyblock starts out like any normal Minecraft world. Smack that tree, just don't look down, and careful not to lose the sap. Alright, that'll give us a couple of rewards. Another little thing we just got from that is a crafting table on a stick, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a crafting table you can right-click wherever instead of having to place it down. Another thing that we can do, usually this tree would take forever to grow. What we can do instead is just spam crouch. I think sprinting also works, but doing that makes it grow instantly, essentially gives a bonial effect on it, and that'll make it grow rather quickly, so we don't have to wait around for wood or anything. We can just keep doing this, and we're completely fine. Exactly, twerking to grow trees. Exactly what it is. Alright, let's go and make our basic tools really quick. I don't think we need a sword right now. So the next thing I'm gonna make is called a crook. You craft it like this. I'll go ahead and use the quest line to show you what that means. With our newfound wood, we can make sticks. With our sticks, we can make a crook. These can also be used to break leaves. When they do, the leaves will drop more saplings and a new item called silkworms. Throw these silkworms on leaves to infest them. This will spread to other leaves and grow over time. Why would any sane person want a silkworm infestation, you ask? A string, of course. Just break those white leaves now to get it. So essentially, I'm not gonna lie, man, I was not gonna pause the stream just because you were gone. But yeah, see you soon. So essentially that means I can break the leaves with the crook instead of just letting it decay, and eventually, not quite yet it looks like, but eventually it will give me a silkworm. For now, it's just going to give me more saplings. Ah, there we go. There's the silkworm. Alright. We have the silkworm. That is very important. Is it still low quality? Alright, let me take a look. Let me take a look, check to see if this is on your end or my end. Is it fixed now? Alright, whatever. I'll just chalk it up to being broken for a minute. No worries. Anyways, let's keep going. I think I am going to right away use this silkworm in the tree. We planted it up there. And now we just need to wait for this to not grow, but spread into the entire tree. Actually, this is connected to these. I'm sure it'll be fine. While we're doing that, let's take a look at some more quests. Here we go. The oak barrel is a whole lot different from Minecraft barrels. In fact, we'll need it for lots of different items and blocks. We can use it to mix items with liquids by placing liquid inside and dropping an item into it, or even liquid mixing by placing both of them into the barrel. By the way, for mixing with lava, you should use a stone barrel. Wood ones will burn. If there's rain, it will fill up with water. Alright, so let's go for that next. So if I remember correctly, the barrel is a slab on the bottom. Planks on the sides. There we go. Where should we throw this? We want a spot that is open to the air. Let's put it right here for now. I'm definitely going to move that. But make feathery water. I'm honestly not sure what that is. It's not showing up in my list. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if that is a thing. But anyways, it just sounded cool, fair enough. We have this now. We don't have a... Actually, we do kind of have a use for it. Essentially, there's one extra thing barrels do. They compost. Throw some crops, moss, or leaves into an oak barrel and we'll turn it to dirt. This is the only early game way of getting more dirt. So what we can do is we have some extra saplings here. we can throw some of these into the barrel. So you've got this like greenish dirt texture. And over a little bit of time, that will convert into pure dirt. And I'm gonna go ahead and break this because I do not want these leaves to get infected. But I think this one is fully done. Let's go ahead. Go ahead and do this. I'll give us 23 string. That's pretty decent for now. And we are definitely going to be able to do some cool stuff with that. Also, I just realized I got some extra dirt. And absolutely, I will definitely make some shears soon because those do work a lot better for these. At the moment, I don't actually have the resources to do that, but very soon. Yeah. Are these infested too? Oh, I thought I checked on it. Oh well. That's too bad. Okay. Let's keep going for a little bit. I think one thing I'm gonna do is use some of these crates. Put my extra items away. Traverse the Iron Land. Unfortunately, I don't think that is in this game. Alright, so got the rewards for this one. There we go. This will get me some shears. Sieves are how we will get most of our resources. Place them down and they won't do much. We'll need to give them a mesh in order to use them. The string mesh is the first one, but it can be upgraded. Just right-click the sieve with the mesh to place it and shift right-click it to take it out. With the mesh in, we can now right-click certain blocks into the sieve to push them through. Keep right-clicking or hold it, and once they are all the way, they will drop items. Pro tips, if the sieves are next to each other, they will work at the same time. Iron sieve. Alright, let's go ahead and make a sieve base. I'll put that right there. And then we can make string mesh. Now we have a sieve. So, this gives us a reward and lets us... I actually should find a better place to put this because I now have enough to do a 2x2 of them. Let's start over here for now. Alright, so we've got a couple of meshes. Let's see what this has to say. So, we are going to go ahead and get some gravel so we can get flint among some other items. To do that, we first make a hammer. That will complete this and give us a couple of rewards. That gives us some gravel, but just for the sake of it, I'm going to show you how it works. We can place down a piece of cobblestone, and if we break it with this hammer, it brings it down to a piece of gravel. And if we break it again, that goes down into sand. Break it again, that goes down into dust, and the dust is the last thing we get. So essentially, we can break down our cobblestone more and more. And then we can go ahead and use it in the sieve to get some items. The thing we're looking for right now, as you mentioned, we want some, we want to get shears. One way we're able to do that in this mod pack is use flint. Now we've used those 2 flint. We've got some flint shears. And if we want to get more dirt, we can go ahead and do this. Get some leaves. Hey there. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, it's still me today. You can maybe expect Abby to be back tomorrow, but that's not a guarantee. Alright, but yeah, we got those leaves. That means We're gonna get some more dirt. Right now we're doing okay on dirt, plus we have this whole island, so I'm not too worried about it. It's definitely gonna be very useful in the future. Let's go ahead, for the sake of it, see our other items. For dust, we get, well, things that seem like dust. So, I guess grains of infinity. I wasn't expecting that, but pretty sure we can get things like gunpowder, redstone, glowstone, blaze powder, bone meal, things like that. Let's go for some sand too. Sand is a bit more, I guess, enigmatic, you could say. Let's take a look at what sand would give us. Let's see. So sand gives us things like Certus quartz, some more flint, some iron nuggets, pottery sherds, I guess. That's new to me. Sort of crystal things, gold. Yeah, it gives some strange things, but they're good. Let's see. When Abu comes back, you should host it. Don't Starve Together server on your world. Yeah, maybe. We have streamed Don't Starve Together a couple of times, but... yeah. It's possible. Alright. So, after doing all of that, we got a couple more things as rewards. For flint, you can get it from breaking gravel, or you can get it from sieving. We got it from sieving. I'll give some extra flint. Then there was a quest to use the shears to get leaves, which we did. Speaking of which, let's go refill our barrels. And then we have some extra ore. We got that from sieving the gravel. See if there's anything extra we can do with it, a way to like duplicate it, something like that. If we get an ore hammer, that would be very useful. Essentially, ore hammers allow you to duplicate the amount of ore you have for each thing. That is very useful. Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't really have any good way of getting that, so I think we're just going to go ahead and smelt this as is. Let's see, did this house come with a furnace? I don't believe it did, but that's okay. We have the stuff to craft one really quick. Let's go and take this. Where can we throw it? I think this area right here is perfect for it. Alright, let's go for this copper first. Or sorry, this iron first, since that'll only give us one no matter what. On the other hand, this copper, that'll give us 8, which is quite a bit better. Alright, let's wait for some of this to be smelted. In the meantime, what I think I will do... something I need to figure out. Let's take a look. What options do we have at the moment? Ah, right. Because of that flint quest, we got an extra 27 flint, which is really nice, because we can take our string meshes and we can upgrade them into flint meshes. At least I was pretty sure we could. Ah, I had the wrong crafting recipe. Do it like this. There we go. Chris, get the banana. Anyways, let's see. So here we've got our stones, we've got some randoms, we've got some ores. Let's throw some more extra things over here. We're gonna say not that, but yes, that. We don't need the dirt right now. We're not gonna need that for a while. I don't think we need that. Let's go ahead and smelt our copper really quick. That has gone as iron. And that iron is enough to get us a bucket, which I'm very tempted to use to get right now. We got an extra 4 flint meshes. They are spoiling us today. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's not go for a bucket this time because there are some quests later on to get porcelain buckets, which are a separate thing. I would like to actually complete the quest, so we can wait for that. Let's see. What if we got that was completed in here? Oh, I just got a quest for obtaining iron. That's okay. Not too worried about that. Alright, I don't think there's anything super important for us to use our iron on at the moment. And for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and save it for a minute. Okay. Let's see. Alright, what I think I might do, because all the stuff we have placed right now is pretty temporary, what I may do is make a basement in our main house. Something right underneath this. And I think that would be nice, if not a little bit annoying to get to. I could also repurpose this room for some things. Let's see. Okay. What I am going to do for now is make some more oak sieves since we did get the flint mesh to use them. Let's go for this. And let's go ahead and get some more resources. We're going to go ahead and get all the pebbles that we can. I think we're doing okay for now. Look, I honestly don't really know what's going on in chat right now, but I would appreciate it if you would be a little bit chill. This is a nice song. It's got the, I don't know if it's a radio filter, but yeah, that's the one downside of this bit right here, is just that even though it is very useful and gives us a lot of stuff, it is very tedious to just sit here and hold right click for a long time. Okay. Let's see. We can do this. That'll get us up to 61 cobblestone. That's going to be good for a minute. Let's see. One of the next things it wants us to do is get clay. That is very important. Now I am still... Oh. Hello there. What are you doing? Oh, well, 5 zombie eggs. You know what? That's useful. I'll take it. I believe that guy is a criminal. Alright, I think that is a good sign to go ahead and light up some of this area. Any of the spots that aren't really well lit. Use a torch or two. That should be okay. Alright. So, got some zombie eggs. Let's see, is there anything I can use this for? Doesn't look like there's anything specific. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's take a look. That did get us to finish this quest, which is just to kill a mob, which is completely fine with me. Now, let's take a look at this. Gateways are easy ways to get passive mobs and loot rewards. Okay, maybe not easy, but you'll need to fight off waves of monsters, plus you'll need an eye to make it, but it is worth it. Different gates give different rewards and monsters. This one will give 6 of each farm animal. I see. That is interesting. I have not seen this before, but I think we should try that. Let me take a look at this. Alright, so we got a Gate Pearl Blaze Gateway. What does this do? Got a bunch of... This is very interesting. I have never heard of this before. So essentially, I have multiple waves. So each time you win, you get the rewards there, but if you win the entire thing, you get the key rewards. You can fight slimes, endermen. Gateway of the First Frontier. Alright. That is very cool. So the one it showed us is this, where it just wants us to fight some overworld guys. And then we're gonna get a bunch of crops and animals and things as rewards. Endless... Oh, these are the... No? Alright. That's pretty cool. I've not seen that before. I think that's something we should try at this point. Okay. Let's get going. So the thing is, we want clay, but we do not... Actually, let me test something out. I can't remember if this works. Does this result? No, that does not result in the barrel being full. That is too bad. What is... There is one other mod. It is not shown. Okay. Okay, give me just 1 minute. So we are looking for water. Is there any way? Yes, water crucible. That is exactly what we want right now. Essentially, or no, what did I do? What did I do? No, give me a moment. Now that I know it's called a crucible, I can just do this. So, essentially, we can put natural blocks into this crucible, and it will convert it into water. Leaves are a really good source of it, so let's go for that. Yeah, we can create water. We absolutely can. And it is definitely worth doing. I think just to save that little bit of iron, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to go for it. Okay, so let's start out by going and grabbing some more leaves really quick. Oh, there we go. Alright, got 40 leaves. That's more than enough. Next thing we need is to actually make the crucible. That is the same crafting recipe as the barrel, just with logs instead of planks. Now we have our oak crucible. Let's go ahead and throw this right here for now. Then we can throw our leaves in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And over time, that is going to become water. Alright, and you are right, I should fix my shears. This is another mod where you're able to just use the raw resources in the crafting table to repair stuff, so 1 flint, I instantly have fully repaired shears. That's pretty nice. Actually, you know what? I didn't even need to do that, did I? Well, that's too bad. Okay, there is something else I'm going to do instead of using that. Let's go ahead and smelt some sand to get glass. We did get some copper. We're going to use that in a minute. Make an ore hammer, which will, I promise you, will be very useful. Just vibe out to the music for a minute. Let's go ahead and claim some of the extra rewards we haven't. Oh hey, there was a quest for it right there. I just happened to miss it. That's no worries, I'll take the rewards really quick. Let's see. Extra cobblestone, chisel, that's nice. Extra woods. I'm gonna wait to claim that. A bunch of extra vanilla saplings. Random rewards. Look at that. Come on, man. I get a random reward into the bucket. So you use flint to fix your shears. That was already made by flint. Exactly. We crafted flint shears, and then we can just combine the flint in there to repair it. For the stone axe, I would have to use cobblestone, so just depends on the material. 4 sticks. I know that's such an amazing reward, but we did just get this bucket, which completely negates what I was trying to do. I'll go and convert that before filling it up. But we are going to need 4 pieces of dust, I believe. Let's check the quest, see what it says. Yeah, it's going to need some dust. Okay, so essentially what we can do is we can right-click this dust into these filled water barrels, and that'll make us some clay. What do you know? Now, usually clay is not all that useful. Yeah, no, dude, God of Chaos, you can't do anything about him. He's just here permanently. I've tried to ban him many times before. Never worked. You're just stuck with him, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a sky island that looks pretty nice. I unfortunately did not build it myself. This is one of the default islands for the mod pack, but it is absolutely, it is really nice. Let's see, so we're gonna break this down into some dust and hopefully get some bone meal out of that. Alright, well we did get a bunch of things. We got a little bit of bone meal, not as much as I was hoping for, but you know what, I'm not going to complain. Still something. We did get a ton of resources there. A lot of weird ones too. Please stop sending my viewers to the Shadow Realm. It is very rude. Alright, let's keep going. One thing we can do, usually I wait a little bit to do this, but let's go for it. So, we have our basic hammer here. What we can do to speed up breaking down all of this stone is we can craft another 8 hammers. We can put all of them into the crafting table to make a compressed mining hammer. And we can then compress our stone 1 time. And once we do that, instead of having to break all of those blocks individually, we can just break the compressed stone. And now we have compressed gravel. And now we have compressed sand. And now we have compressed dust. And we can go ahead and do this immediately. So that is quite a bit more convenient. Alright, how much bone meal did we get? Still not an amazing amount, but I believe it is enough to do the first bit of this quest, which is to make porcelain clay. Just combine the bone meal and clay. That'll complete the first quest, which we can turn in for more porcelain clay. Now we can use this for two things, either a porcelain bucket, which is essentially just a normal bucket, except is made out of porcelain, and it breaks if you use it to hold hot fluids, such as lava. Let's go ahead and do this. And just so you're aware, the reason I was making glass was so I could make bottles to fill these up, but I just did not end up needing to do that. The other thing that we were able to make is a crucible. This will allow us to make lava, which is, as you can imagine, very, very useful. Alright, we've got our porcelain bucket. Now we can use that to grab some more water, do that sort of stuff with it. Complete a quest with it, which will give us some extra water. It also gives us some extra water. Now, we have some extra buckets, which is pretty nice. But the main thing I want to do next, I do have one more bone meal in here. That's the perfect amount. What do you know? That gives us 7, which allows us to craft an unfired porcelain, which we need to smelt. Let's see what's going on in chat. Jazz melting into chaos dust and deltarune reference, as well as Zelda music. Yeah, this is Zelda music. I did not know you could just suddenly make Susie be on your team like that. That's kind of crazy. Let's go ahead and put this over here. It's a bit of a weird spot, but you know, you can do stuff with it. Essentially, for this to work, you need to put it on top of a heat source, such as a torch. Other things that work are campfires. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look. I believe, yeah, this makes a list of everything. Let's see, we can do soul fire, that's pretty good. Normal fire is pretty good, so is lava. We have campfires, that's slightly faster than torches. Okay, what I think I'm going to do for now is I'm going to craft a campfire, because I believe I have some coal. I do have a piece of coal. Let's go ahead and craft a campfire to put this under. Or to put under this, rather. And we can throw this one right over here. Now what we can do is we can put some cobblestone in there. And over time that will slowly convert into lava, just like the water in the wooden crucible. I don't believe I am the knight, honestly. I'm pretty sure I am not in the Deltarune worlds, unfortunately. I hate to break the news to you, but yeah, no, I'm just a normal guy. I've only opened like 2 Dark Worlds, so it's not even that crazy, man. I have no clue which knight you're talking about then, so. Alright, we got some more cobblestone. Let's throw that into there. Oh, got it, the Hollow Knight. Okay, that makes sense too. Yeah, I have never played Hollow Knight, unfortunately. Just not something I ever ended up doing. Yeah, she did. I watched the streams. Honestly, the game seems really fun. I am inclined to play it at some point, but so far, just not something I've ever done. Anyways, we did... Oh, well that's convenient. I wish I'd seen that before. That gives us some netherrack, which we can use to light the crucibles even more. I think for me to do that, I am going to have to start working on our basement area that I talked about before. Finished it 4 times? Dang, that is crazy. I don't know if there's any other... I think the only game I finished 4 times is probably just Minecraft, I'm not gonna lie. How far down does this go? Okay. So let's go to here. And that should be fine. That is in fact what I am doing. I'm making a basement. But the main reason I'm doing this right now is because I want to use that netherrack to speed up the crucibles, and in order to use the fire without burning things down, I need a spot that's a bit farther away from the wood, so this is just what I'm doing for now. Okay, let's... I don't think this is going to be final. Let's take it out to about here. Place the netherrack right there. And work it. Okay. Let's go grab some torches that I may have used all of. That's too bad. I do, however, still have flint and a piece of iron that I can use for flint and steel. Is this done? Almost. Once this is done, there we go. Ow. Let's grab these crucibles, and I can throw them right there. Light that up, and now we have some much faster lava generators, which I'm going to leave going for now. Can I get a faster shovel? Eventually, at the moment, I don't want to use my iron on that, since I only have 2 ingots, but for now, no, unfortunately. That gave us some extra netherrack, which is useful. I do need to claim this still. Gave me some sand, that's nice. Ooh, compressed iron hammer, that's also very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and convert this into dust and sieve that really quick. Alright. My inventory is feeling constantly messy, I'm not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and empty some of this out really quick. But we do have something very important to make a snowman to be in the basement. I unfortunately don't have any snow right now, but once I do, sure. Alright, so we are going to make a stone block generator. For this, we just need this glass. We're gonna need that. There we go. And you could see that the bucket that had the lava in it was destroyed. Now I'm going to make a drawer really quick. And we can throw that. I think we should throw this one in the basement as well. We'll put it right here. So, what this should do, once I read this. Alright. If you played the previous version, you probably remember stone generator blocks that would just make cobble in the inventory above it. These work a bit differently. You'll still need an inventory above the generator to collect the blocks, but the way it works is different. In order to work, we'll need it. Did I just read that twice? Don't worry about it. In order to work, we'll need a lava source and a water source on 2 of the sides of the generator. Then it will start making cobble. If we want to make other blocks like andesite or even obsidian, we'll need to place those blocks under the generator. Check JEI to see more recipes. Okay, so that is a little bit different from what I'm used to. Essentially, before you only needed the block and it would start generating stuff. Now what you need is a water source and a lava source on either side. So let's go and do that really quick. And there we go. Now we are generating infinite cobblestone. We can make obsidian if we get one. Let me take a look at that because that seems very useful. Block generator, obsidian. That is extremely useful. Jeez. Alright then. That's very good to know. Let me look at all the stuff you can make with this. So we can make endstone, diorite, do basalt, do netherrack in 2 different ways. There's the obsidian, deep slate, granite, and basically just make all the different stone types. That is very, very nice. Alright, good to know. Yeah, if we're able to do that soon, then I will absolutely use that as an opportunity to go to the nether. For now, that is not my priority. I want to focus on getting some more resources first, because I think I'm gonna need some good gear if I do want to go to the nether. Alright, let's just go ahead and sieve all this gravel. Bit of ore. That's a lot of stone. It is, but it's also it is going to get used up very quickly to start out with. Alright, that was a lot. Let's see. What have we got? That's a ton of iron. Okay. I think one thing is we still want to, and that's enough for it. We want to get that ore hammer. That is enough for it. We just got it. Gives a ton more iron, which is really nice, and just a lot more resources in general. Let's see. I'm running out of room in this chest. Let's go and move some of it down here. Okay, let's take a look at requests really quick. We can claim some stuff here, just some basic rewards, that's all good. We are able to make obsidian pretty soon. We should probably smelt some stone for that. Okay. It's just, oh, got messed up. That's fine. Just gonna grab a little bit more ore. Let's grab the stuff from sand. I don't think there's too much we need from sand at the moment, but it's always nice to do. Yeah. Okay. What am I trying to get right now? I will show you in just a moment. Now that we have all the copper that we need, what we can do is we can make 2 blocks of copper. We can make this. Now what this does, it's very similar to Fortune, where you are able to get more than just the 1 base ore from each thing. So we're able to hammer this down to be, instead of 7, 14 iron dust, which is very nice. This isn't perfect for every ore, such as copper, which we were just doing. Let me find that. 1 second. Yeah, you can see. Oh, actually, no. That would work, because we're able to hammer the raw copper, not just the ore itself. Yeah, essentially you can make double ores, and apparently that even works after you use Fortune, so it can be extremely useful. So for now, we're just going to grab a little bit more iron, which is pretty nice. Let me go grab some more stone, which we're getting a ton of. We'll refill these so we can get some more lava later. Boom. And I'm gonna make a few more furnaces just so we don't have to be confined to the one. And I'm gonna smelt a little bit of stone. What we can use that for is a stone barrel. That'll get us the obsidian we were talking about before. And then once we get that obsidian, we're able to make infinite obsidian using that trick we were talking about before. So let's go to grab this. What am I doing? I'm doing this. No. This is what it was. I need to grab lava. Need to grab some more water. And let's go ahead and make another stone block generator. And is this going to be enough? I think it is. Make a stone barrel. Throw that right there. We can grab this. We can go ahead and throw it into this barrel. Grab some water. And then, if I do this, throw that on top. And I'll give us some obsidian. Now, with that, we can go over here, make some changes, essentially add obsidian right there, stone block generator right there, water right there. Ooh. Ah, okay, that's how it works. That's unfortunate. So it does not work how we thought it did by letting us get infinite. You can only use one at a time. Yeah, that's too bad. That also means we can't get the obsidian back. But you know what? It's fine. No worries. It would be overpowered if it worked like that, so I am probably happy that it is like that. What we can do instead, if you give me a second... does this use the pipe mod? It does. Okay. We're gonna do some stuff that's gonna require quite a bit of iron, so much that we don't actually have enough right now, so let's go ahead and get a bit more. Well, we'll get to that in just a minute. Don't you worry. Oh, don't you worry. That's what we're working on right now. Alright, fair enough. Okay. So, I really need to clear out my inventory a bit. But it's fine. So, oh, we do have that. Okay, I think, do we have enough then? We might have enough. Okay. Max inventory alert, I know, right? It is very full. Okay, let's keep that going so we continue generating more cobblestone. In the meantime, there's a couple things we should craft. The first of which is going to be fluid pipes. The second of which is going to be item pipes. And the third of which is going to be a pipe wrench, which I need one more stick for. Alright. So we got that. The next thing that we're going to do is right here. We're gonna go ahead and, well, we still need to get a bit more iron really quick. Give me just 1 second. One second to get a bit more iron. For now, I'll just use one of these, because why not? We are going to make another cobblestone generator right here. And we are going to have a... going to have an oak drawer right there. And then we are going to have our pipes run all the way along the top. Then we can set this to extract from here. And that's going to automatically fill up all of these pipes, all of these cauldrons with cobblestone. So that makes infinite lava right away. Pipes in Minecraft look illegal. I don't disagree, to be honest. Don't disagree. Then what we're going to do after that is add some fluid pipes. I'm just going to have one of these cauldrons actually going to making obsidian, and the rest will just be going to making lava only. The stone shovel is broken. Yep. Let's go ahead and grab that stone barrel we made, along with another bucket, so we can grab this water. This is going to go right here. No, actually, it is not going to go right there. My mistake. I'll go right here. That's going to go there. That's going to let us put water directly onto that. Then we can make another drawer. We can put another pipe there. Not the right pipe, sorry. An item pipe right there, which is going to do that. Now we have infinite obsidian. So essentially what we're doing is we are making infinite cobblestone, which is being piped up to make infinite lava. And then in one of those crucibles, we are piping out the infinite lava to fill up this barrel. And this barrel is instantly getting converted to obsidian and put right there. The only reason I know how to do this is because I've done it before in other mod packs. So that's the reason I know how to do this. But yes, it is working. You can see we already got 2, and this is just filling up a bit slowly, so it's hard to see, but yeah, we are now getting into obsidian, so we just more or less need to wait on that. One thing I want to do before continuing is to make a fluid tank. Let me check which one we want to use. I probably just want to use this one. Let's go. So we do have 4 more obsidian, or not obsidian, iron. Do we need more redstone for that? I think we do need some more redstone. Okay, let's go ahead and clear our inventory really quick. Empty out some extra stuff. Jet 2 infinite obsidian. I know, right? Alright, let's go ahead and make some more dust so we can get some more redstone. I gave us enough. Yeah, there aren't too many people watching right now, but it's all good. Okay. That one gave us a basic tank. And that will essentially just hold some liquid for us, or some fluid, whichever one you want to call it. So if we go down here, throw that there, put these 2 are going to extract, and now we have a tank filling up with all our lava. So we've got 8 buckets of lava in right there, and we're already at 5 obsidian, still going. Didn't think Minecraft streams would be this good, to be honest. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's fun. It really helps that I am experienced in these types of mod packs, but yeah, I'm enjoying myself so far. Okay. Okay, I think the next thing I want to focus on is getting some centralized storage set up. And what I mean by that, I forgot about the squeezer. I might want to make, I should make a squeezer. I should really make a squeezer. Okay, that's just another way to duplicate ores. Okay, anyways. What I want to do is work on some storage stuff. Oh, I got random rewards. Let's see. Barrel. 5 barrel. Alright. Let's take a look. So drawers are the first one we did. More random things. Drawers are really useful because they essentially just store a lot of a single type of item. So those are really nice when you want to store specific types of items, but once you've got a mix of things, there are other methods that are better. One option we can go for is this, which is the a line of I cannot speak. Sorry, one moment. Essentially, upgraded chests, so we can make a copper chest, which has slightly more storage slots than a normal one, iron chest, which has slightly more than copper, gold, etc., etc. Keep going along that chain. And then what we can do is we can connect a storage controller to it. Honestly, not that familiar with storage controllers. Let's see. The storage controller allows you to work with multiple storages as if they were one big storage multi-block. This allows for a very large storage network, which can be combined with mods like applied energistics or integrated dynamics. Connecting either can be done by simply putting storages next to a storage controller or next to others that are already connected to the storage controller. Got it. Okay. So that is very useful, but that also means we have to organize manually. What I want to look for really quick, let's see if there are any, here we go, integrated dynamics. Can you fit drawers in 30 shulkers? That is 15 space in them for infinite resources. I believe one thing is once drawers have items in them, they don't stack, but yes, I believe you could put drawers in shulkers, so you could have a ton of storage in there. But we're going to go for some integrated dynamics if we're able to. Essentially what this mod does is it, instead of having to rely on instead of having to rely on manual storage and searching each individual chest for the things we need, we can connect all of our chests to one central system and access it through a single terminal, which, as you can imagine, would be extremely useful. So let's go ahead. Yeah, it apparently is much less laggy than other things. Main thing we need for this is mineral saplings. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we can get those. We're going to have to sieve moss blocks, at least at iron mesh level. Got it. How can we get moss blocks in this mod pack? We need grass seeds. We can get grass seeds from sieving dirt. Okay, so essentially what all of that yapping means is to get the main type of storage I want, we are going to have to get a lot of iron to upgrade all of these. So let's go ahead and get started with that. One more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more sieve so we can use a 3x3 instead of the 4x2. That just feels a little bit more convenient for me, so I'm going to go for that. Let's see, we need... Did I put my crafting table and stick away? I did. Why would I do that? Phantoms. What the hell? Why would you put phantoms in this game? Why would you not disable these guys? Anyways. I believe I have a string to make a window. Yeah. Just in spite of the phantoms, I'm going to sleep. If I was allowed to donate, give you $10 right now, I'd appreciate that. I appreciate it. That would be very nice of you. Okay. Goodbye, phantoms. Please stay away. It's not that I've forgotten to sleep, it's just that I did not have the ability to sleep until just now. Upgrade this one to flint as well. And let's go grab some more cobblestone. And I mean some more cobblestone. They are screaming. That is in fact what they're doing. I think once I finish getting all the stuff we need for storage, I'm gonna go ahead and start making some better and more areas for us to build things, because right now I feel pretty limited in the space we use. I feel like I have to preserve these paths and everything, so... This is gonna take a while. Luckily we've got music going. Stream's been doing pretty well so far. It isn't. I am perfectly happy with that. We've got a good amount of people who have come by. Currently at 530 views, which is not the peak of this channel, but it's still pretty nice. 12 likes as well, that's pretty good. I appreciate all you guys for coming by and staying and watching, it really helps out. I did not realize how thirsty I was until I saw that I still had water. I drank all of it. We're looking pretty good. So, one thing I would like to do before we actually process all of these ores, make a squeezer. I mentioned it for a second before. Essentially the squeezer does about the same thing as the ore hammer, except it turns it into raw ore instead of the powder. And you can also use the hammer, so you can more or less quadruple the amount of ore you get, so yeah. Having breakfast, I need to go in 10. Alright, no worries. Have a good one. We are in very different time zones if you're having breakfast right now. That sounds like Europe to me. Jeez. International viewers. I honestly don't think that's super rare. Europe, Asia, middle part, got it. Fair enough. Give me your... Oh, I shouldn't even say that as a joke, sorry. You live on international waters? Alright then, jeez. That means you can commit crimes and no one can stop you. And no, I am not going to let you correct me on that. I refuse to believe I'm wrong. Anyways, we got some smelt. I see, I see. Makes sense. That checks out. Where's this song from? That's from Scarlet Violet? Damn. I need to listen to Pokemon music more. That's a really nice song. Alright. Well, now we have the things to make our squeezer. It's pretty expensive with an iron block, but we can go ahead and actually use it now. It does sound like deltarune, honestly. It is very deltarune-esque. Let's see. Is there no wooden hopper in this mod pack? I guess we can use these pipes. That works. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... How do you automate this? What does the... We do have the redstone clock item. Oh, I'm a chiseled stone. That's how I make it. Okay. Let me try and go for this. Because there is a very weird thing you're able to do in order to automate this block. And run a limited with the first place. Let me deposit some things. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make this a redstone block. This essentially just regularly emits a redstone pulse. I don't know how often I'm gonna need to make it, but what I will need to do is create some armor stands. That's gonna need me to smelt some more stone. What is this one? Oh, that's Rhythm Heaven. Well, I kind of always wanted to play a Rhythm Heaven game, but I've never been able to. I'm sure I could find a way to play one, but I just haven't. Okay, so what we're gonna do, that's not what I want. We're gonna place some armor stands on here. It's gonna let me place multiple. Oh, I need to do it like this, don't I? There we go. Here we go. Okay, I think you can see what's happening. Okay. Going rather fast. Let's see. Let's slow it down slightly. So what I'm gonna need to do is use one of these chests along with an item pipe. I'm gonna have that out there. And now this is essentially automated. Or semi-automated, at least. What we're gonna need to do is get a way to collect the items. But I think I can go ahead and set this back to 5 ticks, and that should work fine. Yeah. So we just turned that 15 iron into 42, and then we can also double it. So, in case you can't tell, it is a little bit powerful. So let's go ahead and double all this iron. Now let's go ahead and double some copper as well. And I think we're gonna have to do a little work so that we can split all this iron up evenly. There we go. Yeah, that's more or less how that works. And it is very nice. We have more or less just, this depends on the ore, but at least doubles the amount of ore we get from each one. So, what you might be wondering, what are we going to do with all this ore? We're going to upgrade our sieves. That way, we can get some new items. One of the main ones has to do with dirt. We're gonna have to wait a little bit for this. I guess in the meantime, we may as well convert some more ore. We definitely need to do some gold. There's some more copper we can do. Those are the main ones we want to do for now. There's some more keys in here. Oh, I guess different ores take different amount of work to compress. So if we want to improve this slightly, we can add some extra armor stands. I will go ahead and do that really quick, I think. Yeah, so we can add some more armor stands right there. And hopefully that's enough. Not quite. Let's slow this down slightly, see if that works better. Yeah, I think so. Alright. Got some extra gold. One annoying thing is some of the ore seem to be just flying all around, which I don't appreciate. Let's see, how many have we got? Oh, we've got way more than enough to do all of our sieves. So with this extra, I'm going to go ahead and make another ore hammer, this time out of iron. That will have a lot more durability, which I appreciate, because it has not as much more durability than I wanted it to be. But you know what? That's fine. Let's see. What do we have? We do have the upgraded furnace. Alright. We do have a way to make upgraded furnaces, which I think I may go ahead and do just to improve our smelting efficiency. I think that is going to be worth it. Okay, let's try this. Let me go ahead and make a furnace. Then we have the iron to make an iron furnace, which is more or less just a slightly improved normal furnace. Then before I do anything else, I'm gonna make sure I upgrade all of these. Don't forget. Now we have much better meshes. And we're gonna wait a little bit for this to go. And have a good one. I suppose if we want to save some gold, we can also use silver, which I am more than happy to do. Alright. Let's go and use this. Into some sand, which we'll also need to smelt. Yes, we'll take it there. Now, once this glass smelts, we'll have the resources to make actually need a little bit more. So let's... The stone hammer is broken, but we have an iron hammer. That is a little bit better anyways. Let's go for that. Alright, now we can make a silver furnace. And with just a little bit more glass, we have the stuff to make a gold furnace. And we don't have a sulfur diamond furnace, but that's completely fine. With this, I have all the items I want. Let's go ahead. So I'm gonna smelt a little bit of copper really quick. But for now, let's grab this, some chests. Actually, we don't even do. So, this can be upgraded very easily. First, we're going to do both auto input and auto output. We're gonna reset everything to none really quick, just for the sake of simplicity. We are going to make one more chest right here. Okay, so from the top, we're going to get the input. On the left, we are going to get fuel. And on the bottom, we are going to have our output. So with this coal we just got, I'm going to go ahead and make a copper chest, an iron chest. Oh no, we cannot open it from the bottom. That's unfortunate. Okay, in that case, I will need to change this up slightly. Let's go and put this right there. Take this. Do it like that, that. Does this save? No. Okay, we want the right to be output. Yes. That's all good. So now what we can do is we can put our fuel in there, automatically fill up. We can put the stuff we want to smelt up there, automatically fill up. And it's going to go ahead and run pretty well. Alright, so that is going to smelt pretty nicely for us. I am going to keep some extra furnaces around just in case we want to do some other things, but for now, that is more than fine for me. And with this iron, we are able to do another ore hammer, which is pretty good. I'm going to use that to make some silver, throw that in there. We'll go ahead and break up the rest of this copper, also throw that in there. Is there any we want to... I think that's okay for now. Alright. So... let's go and throw some extra items over here. Cool. Let's double check our quest, see how we're doing in chapter 1. Finished up this one, that gives some extra ore, which is nice. Finish the furnace, that gives us some extra things as well. The next thing it wants us to do, let's see, we get grass seeds, that's what we're shooting for. So we're gonna go for that next. Alright. Splatoon. It's funny, I think I always recognize a Splatoon song because of the sound effects. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to do is grab some dirt, and we're gonna go ahead and seed some of this dirt. The thing we are looking for right now, and some stone pebbles, that's useful. The main thing we want is grass seeds, because we can turn grass seeds into... that is definitely enough. Let's go and finish this one out. Okay. We can turn grass seeds into a moss block. We did also get a bunch of other seeds for a bunch of other things, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and make that. Extra storage crate around. I'll just throw some of this here. That works fine. Okay. And in order to get... that, some more moss, which, in case you forgot, we need in order to get mycelium. In order to get more of that, we're going to need to use it on some stone. And to get some extra stone, what I'm going to do... would that make the most sense? I think it would. I'm going to use some of my iron. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and make another stone generator. This one, I cannot throw it right there. This one we are going to put, let's do it like this. I'll put a second bit of lava there. We will break the block underneath, put the stone, we will make the actual cobblestone generator, which I forgot to put together. And then I'll grab one more bit of water, throw on that side. And this... oh, I do not want to do that. Don't destroy my carpet, no! How could you? How could you do this to me? Once I actually place the water, this should start generating stone. So use up the water? Let's use up the water. Luckily, there is a much easier to make infinite water. Actually, I guess what I can do really quick, because we now have plenty of copper to go around, I can use some of this to upgrade to be copper. And that way, we are going to be generating twice as much as we would before. Let's go ahead and do this. And there we go. Our infinite water source is working completely fine. And we are generating plenty of stone that we will soon be able to convert into more moss. I'm going to go ahead and double check that there isn't a second modded way to make some more moss. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Is this uses for moss? I want recipes for moss. That. Is that correct? That does not feel correct. If I use this in a mesh, no, it does not drop itself. Let's see. Any other ways? It doesn't look like it. Okay, so this does seem like it's going to be the most effective way for us to get more moss at the moment. The main thing we want as a reminder is the special sapling that we can use to make better storage. Alright, there we go. We've got a stack of moss. Let's see what we can do with this. Getting saplings. Perfectly happy with that. Inventory's already full. Let's go ahead and drop some stuff off again. We can throw this in here. I think that's perfectly fine. One thing I'm going to make sure is I'm going to save at least one moss. And let's see what we got. Did we get the one that we need? Ah, no, it doesn't look like it. That's too bad. The one that we need is called mineral. It's only a 1% chance of dropping. So, unfortunately, we did not get lucky this time around. But we certainly will have more chances. I'm going to go ahead and some of that there. We do not have much of a spot to throw all this extra stuff. I can't lie. Let's see. I suppose I do have those extra barrels lying around. I can put some of these right here. There we go. Okay. Unfortunately, we did not get what we were looking for that time. But we do absolutely still have more stone on the way. I mentioned we were already at, 184. Don't have to worry about that too much. What I am going to do next, I believe, after I grab some rewards from this, that's pretty nice. Okay. We did get some more bone meal from that quest right there, which means we do have the opportunity to convert some more stone really quick. So let's go ahead and proceed with that. Go. Let's throw some of these extras in here. See what this gets us. Once again, we're looking for the mineral sapling. That's the blue one. We just more or less have to hope. I think we may have gotten it. We did. We got 2 of them, in fact. That's nice. Okay, let's go ahead and throw these extras into here. And we can get started with integrate dynamics, I believe? Yeah, that's what this one's called. Okay, so let's go ahead and grow this tree really quickly using the same method as before. We are going to want to break this down. It's a little bit different from other trees. You may notice we have some blocks that don't get destroyed with vein miner. That's because they are special blocks that are going to drop more of this resource, crystallized mineral chunks, which I'm not going to complain about, although it does make it a little bit more annoying to actually harvest the tree itself. That's completely fine. Now, even though these we aren't getting many of these chunks, there are some easy ways to get more. The main one, now that we have the squeezer, we're actually able to use that, extract the fluid from it, and it will, we can use it to harden. Oh, I don't know how to word this very well, my apologies. Give me a second to think about it. Essentially, we use the same squeezer we have been using. Instead of producing items, it will produce a fluid, and then with that fluid, we can move it over to a, I believe it's called a drying basin or a basin. It's a drying basin. Once we do that, it will dry out and convert into a solid crystallized mineral chunk, which in fact what's the best way to do this? What is the best way to do this? Okay, I think we are going to continue leaving that right there. Yeah, okay. I know what we're doing. So, we are going to need some more pipes. We're going to need a fluid pipe that is going to run, once I get unstuck, I'll get my wrench, and to run this way, extracting from that. Go ahead and throw some logs in just to get started. We may as well. We're going to need to make a drying basin, which does require black dye. Let's see, do we have a good way to acquire black dye at the moment? We get ink sacks. I don't think there's any good way to do that. Let's see. Black dye, black dye. Black diamond glow rose. It doesn't look like the same way to get that. What about this? Organic dye? No, that's not happening. Let's see. From seething, crushed blackstone. That we can do because we have these blackstone pellets. That works perfectly. Let's go and give this a try. See if we can get some dye from this. That did give us some extra blackstone. It did not end up giving us dye this time. Still no go, unfortunately, but we still have more blackstone. One thing to keep in mind is some of these, particularly blackstone, will drop more pebbles of itself just because it's that much rarer. It needs to do that to compensate. So we are able to continuously do this, even though it's a little bit tedious. And there we go. We have the black dye we need. That was not too bad. With this, along with some iron, we should have the items to make our drying basin, which we do. That's going to go ahead and fill up, and we are going to detach these. We are going to extract from here, and we are going to make another chest right here for it to extract into. Now we have partially automated crystallized mineral, which is really important because we're going to need a ton of this in order to get our stuff set up. Let me take a look at how stream's doing right now. We're doing pretty good. 12 current viewers. Thank you for watching, by the way. Really appreciate it. 18 likes. That's awesome. That's really nice. Appreciate it so much. We did get some ancient debris from that. I forgot that it drops that, but I'm not going to complain. So let's take some more of this crystallized mineral, and we may as well start crafting all the things we need. So there are a handful of things. Main one, we need some item interfaces. Those are relatively easy to craft. Let's go ahead with that. Making this, we should be all set. We are going to... Next, we need to make a storage terminal. This is the most important bit. It's rather difficult to get. This is something we're going to need. We're going to need a sticky piston. We need a slime ball, resin ball. What's this last one? Rice slime ball. Alright, let's take a look at slime first. Options are we can use dough and lime dye. That's definitely an option. We will need to do a couple different things in order to get that. What else? Let's see. I believe there is a way to get a slime block. Milk plus water. Okay. So if we're going to go that route, we are going to have to start getting animals, and for that we need to build pretty far away, which is a little bit tedious. Let me see. I think I am leaning towards going for dough at the moment. The main thing we're going to need to make that is a millstone, which we're going to need andesite alloy for. We do have some andesite. That shouldn't be too hard. Millstone. Should not be too tough. Let's get started on that. So, first we need some andesite. Then we're going to need some iron nuggets. We're going to need to make a shaft out of those. We are going to need to make some andesite casing. And then with that, we should have the items we need. Oh, almost. We need to make the cogwheel first. Now we have items we need to make a millstone. Then we're going to need to manually grind it. So let's see if I can remember what it's called. Hand crank, that's what it is. I'm just going to need some more planks for that. There we go. We're going to go ahead and throw this in our farm. I feel like that makes sense because we are going to need to harvest our wheat for this and throw our wheat in there. Now, if we crank this, we should end up getting some wheat flour. Go. We got 6 wheat flour. That's pretty good. Now the last thing we're going to need to do is get some cactus. I know we do have some cactus around. There we go. Yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're just going to do 1 for now. I think that's reasonable. Let's see. We're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and grab some bone meal for white dye. And combine both of these. Combine that. Oh no, not combine that. We're going to need some water first to make dough. And now we can combine these to make slime balls. Alright. That was a bit of a long process, but it should be all good. And now there's yet another thing I forgot to pay attention to. Let's go and just toss all of this into here for now, because we are going to need to grab some more redstone, unfortunately. I am all out at the moment, so I will have to here. I feel like this is slightly more convenient for the moment. And it is all the way down into dust. There's the last bit. Let's go seek this. Alright. Oh, looks like the music is finished. Let's see. This one should probably be fine. Let's go ahead and keep seething. And I think once we do get this simple storage system set up, I think that's where we're going to end up calling it. Alright, we did get a ton more redstone. Happy about that. with this extra redstone, we can actually go ahead and keep doing our thing. Okay. Let's go grab a bit more cobblestone again. Getting the wood back. And let's keep going with integrated dynamics. So first off, let's go for this. I do need paper for. I believe I do have some sugar cane here. Yeah. I'll sacrifice this 3 sugar cane to get some paper. So we've got variable parts. We're going to get our 2 pistons, one of which will be a sticky piston, output and input. And then for the storage terminal, we need a display panel. We need 2 of these. We need this. And now we just need mineral glass. In order to make that, I need to take a piece of glass and throw that into here. I also need to get a little bit more log. We do have plenty of mineral at this point. Oof, that is messed up. Yeah, okay, I was not happy with that. Let's see, what can we do about this? Let me grab my pipe wrench really quick so I can fix this. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to disable that for a moment so that we can put the glass in there. And then once that's done, I'll have to break it and replace it like that. There we go. Now we have that, and we're going to need some of the glowstone we got from Silken Dust 24. And with all of that, we can have our storage terminal. Awesome. The last thing we're going to need is just a tiny little thing. We're going to need logic cables. And with this, I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in this room. Like this room is interesting enough for me to throw it in here. I'm going to empty that out. And I am going to move some things. So, give me a moment. Okay. I am going to make a couple of things. First, we are going to need to use some of this redstone to make torches. We're going to make 4 special oak chests. And for now, I'm just going to grab some of this copper. And turn these into copper chests, which are slightly smaller than a double chest. And we're going to throw them right there. Then we're going to put item interfaces on each of these in the center. We're going to put the logic cable there, there, there. And we're going to put our storage terminal right there. And what this has done is it has connected all of these chests together. So what we can do is just shift click all of our stuff into here. And we can access all of it. You can see put it into this chest, but it will put it in pretty much any of them. So now what we can do is we can start grabbing all of our things. Just move it over here. Oh, hey, what do you know? The shift mod works on that too. Grab our things from here and from here. We can just grab everything we want. Throw it into our new storage system. This is going to work up to capacity very quickly, but what we can do is we can upgrade those chests to be iron tier. Then, alright, we can upgrade those chests to be iron tier, then gold tier, then diamond tier. I think eventually we can even get to netherite tier, and it would all work perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and sort this for now by item amounts. That's generally a very nice way to sort items. Alright, there we go. We've moved all of our things into our centralized storage system. And sorry, I missed your message. Have a good night. And there we go. We now have our storage set up. And I think that is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This stream did pretty well. 1,000 views, 19 likes. Pretty active chat. I appreciate it. I am going to finish up. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.